Yes, all that. Record-wise, all that. You can put all that together.
Talking to the Peterson Brothers here.
It's not up to me. It's not up to his record. It's up to a higher power. And if that higher power says no, then he have to accept no. Simple.
Sounds like a discussion you and him have had before?
Not verbally, but we on the same page. We always on the same page.
Is Al Heyman the higher power?
No, we talking a higher power.
Yeah. There we go.
This fight we're looking at coming up, do you expect a certain type of fight with him, or you got your own game plan that you're going to go in with?
You kind of always, have an idea how you think it's going to go, but I'm prepared for whatever. I think overall it should be a fun fight, though, for the fans and for me.
Well, I know you took some time after the Spence fight to kind of, think about.
It's more so for me is learning the body and learning my body. I'm able to get more out of my workouts, more out of pretty much training camp, and I think overall it makes me a better fighter.
How does it feel to be fighting in front of the home crowd again?
It's been a while, so it's a good feeling to be fighting at home. Fighting with first time ever. I'm fighting on the card. Brother's fighting on the card, and my nephew's fighting on the card. I knew this day would probably happen, but I'm happy that it's this time around. Now I enjoy it.
The first fight in Maryland, the state of Maryland?
Yes, I was due to fight in Maryland maybe once or twice before, but early on in my career, where fights come and go, they fall out all the time, and I think the 2 times that I was supposed to fight in Maryland, it just didn't go through.
Is Maryland a facial hair state like Virginia is?
Can you say it again?
Is it a facial hair state?
I'm not sure, but whatever they require, whatever they require, I'll do. I won't have any no problems with that. I plan on trimming it down some before the fight. Not so much sure on my hair, on my head, but my beard is going to come down some. As you can see, it's all over my lip. A bit, it can be a bit irritating at times. To spite on me. Go ahead.
With all your frustrations in getting fights and Lamont with the last fight you had, have either of you given serious thoughts to retirement, or is that even creeping in mind?
Let me make this clear. It's not frustration.
Yeah, I was going to clear that up.
Because people don't understand. We had to wait to get on the list to go to the shelter. We had to wait to get on the list to go to foster care. Those are bad things. But I cannot wait for something this good that I love. If it takes another year after that.
All our life we've learned patience.
Patience. You gotta have it.
And everything's not going to happen when you want it to happen. It's not going to happen when you think when you comparing to other guys, your peers, and other guys that you grew up with. Oh, they
strokes, heart attacks, high cholesterol, high blood pressure at the age of 30 and 29 years old. That's staggering to me. So, I try to do my part, try to help people out, get in shape, and just be positive people.
How do you stay sharp with all these long layoffs?
Got a guy like this. I've been in there with Sean Porter, Jerry Hurd, Javante Davis, Robert Easton, Adrian Broner, Patrick Harris, Keyshawn, Austin Trout, Nasheed, and you can name the list of them, on and on. I've been in there with all of them, and plus, I'm a student of that. I love boxing so much. When I go home, I like to watch the 80s and early 90s fights. Man, we missed out on some good classic fights.
How was camp with Sean Porter? I know he was here last month to get prepared for his fight coming up.
It was beautiful. Sean, he brought a different type of energy. Real good guy, real spiritual, very positive. Nothing negative to say. Always in a good mood. Never pouting or nothing. Never complaining. Never talking back to the coaches, his father. He showed a good example of how a champion is supposed to handle himself.
Lamont, what's kind of the balance for you, being a father, then having to flip the switch and becoming a fighter again? How do you kind of straddle that line?
Well, it's been 10 years since I had my first child, so I'm pretty good.
Used to it, right?
Pretty good at it at this point. But it seemed like throughout the years, more kids adding on. I had a 4-month-old now, so it's a little tough to distance myself from her. But I just think in the long run, what am I doing this for? And all the answers go back to them. Mm-hmm. So I sacrifice that time with them now for their future. And I sit down with the ones who understand and talk with them, and they kind of understand at this point. That I just have to go do my job, and they know most of the year I'm in their face all the time, and we doing all type of activities together.
You know, you said you had 25 years in the sport. When and if you decide to stop, what's that next for you?
Not really quite sure, but I've been, like I said, through this time off, I've been studying the body a lot, learning about nutrition and stuff like so anatomy and stuff like that. So maybe I'll go to college for sports medicine. Honestly, that's where it seems where I'm heading.
Lamont, going back to the Spence fight, was it your plan to stand in front of him from the beginning? Or I know how you like getting it in, so I was just wondering, was that the plan from the beginning, or that's what you decided to do at that point?
Game plan was to stay close but not so still. Mm-hmm. So I'm there but I'm not there. Just didn't work out that way. I didn't execute the plan the way I needed to win, and my hat go off to him to having a better game plan. So just sometimes like that, fights happen that way.
So you agree with Barry to stop it at the time?
I'm always going to respect this decision because I know he cared about me first, more about me, not a fight. So any decision that he make, I'm going to be all for it. Of course, for me, if you leave it to a fighter's supposed to go and fight to the end.
You heard what he said?
Fight.
He said, you know how I'm going to go.
Right.
Fight,
fight to the death. That's the mentality of a fighter. But you got to have the right people in your corner that's going to understand the game and have enough love and respect for you to when he feel fit to stop the fight.
It didn't seem like you were hurt on the knockdown. Were you hurt any time during that fight?
Not so much of course, you go through a fight, and whether you go down or not, you're going to get buzzed sometimes, and that did happen in the fight. But I don't feel like I was hurt, like, bad. But overall, as a coach, and if I'm taking myself out of my boxing shoes and putting myself in a corner jacket, I probably would have done the same thing as Barry. Because at the end of the day, you're going through a fight, you kind of see where it's going. Of course, as a fighter, I want to give, I want a shot. But at the same time, if you care about your fighter, you make the right call. And I feel like he always going to make the right call.
That's Anthony Lamont Peterson. They are getting ready for their Sunday, March 24th